It's time for the trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
Project 2025 would dismantle democracy as we know it.
He says, "You're not going to be a dictator, are you?" I said, "No, no, no, other than day one."
Is a vision of implementing a startlingly authoritarian form of the U.S. government.
Same thing with the unions. They get their little 5%. They get another 2%. They get another 3%, 4%. Then all of a sudden they're making more money than the people that own the company.
Do you do larger cuts, corporate cuts?
Yeah, I was planning on doing it. In fact,
You believe in punishment for abortion, yes or no, as a principle?
there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
What's at stake here is democracy itself. It's now Donald Trump's party. And if he's elected, the consequences will be catastrophic.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John. All right, testing, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully, I'm coming through loud and clear. I think I am. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. It is 11:13 a.m. Pacific time zone. And we're already at about, looks like 96 degrees, and we're going to have a daytime high of 104. So we still got some warm temps on this last day of August. Here in crazy Las Vegas, Labor Day weekend. So happy Labor Day weekend, everybody. Enjoy your labor or whatever. And it's a crazy weekend. This has been one of the busiest weekends that I've ever seen in my year and a half plus driving for Uber. We've had some busy weekends. We've had some busy times, but this weekend, what we have is not only Labor Day weekend, which is normally a pretty busy weekend, big holiday, long weekend, and it's sort of like the last, big weekend, I guess, of the summer, and then now where everyone's getting into school. I know school started in a lot of places, but it's getting into school and into fall and all that stuff. But apparently, there is a bunch of college kids in town. They get these deals, these package deals, on campus or because they go to these schools. Apparently, there's about 5 or 6 different colleges, universities that are here in town right now. And some of it's because LSU is playing a football game here against USC. Don't ask me why USC is playing in Las Vegas or whatever, but anyhow, or LSU for that matter. But they're playing here, and so there's a lot of LSU students here, a lot of USC students here. Also, but there are other schools from Arizona, Alabama. I had some kids from Missouri last night. They were telling me they got these package deals that are really good. Even though it's a holiday weekend, they got really good, pretty good deal on the whole weekend, and it includes activities and parties. But by activities, this basically means parties. And it was just crazy last night as far as trying to get in and out of some of these hotels, like I've never seen before. So there's that. Anyhow, let me say good morning to everybody, or to maybe not everybody, but we'll see how I can do this. I got Roxanne Arfield waiting patiently there, first in the driver's lounge. William is the next person. Hello, William. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Jolie's here. Hey, Jolie. Jolie says, "Hey, an electrical storm fried my router. I'm installing my new one now, but need the app on my phone to do it back in a bit." Wow. Okay. Get on that. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but there's definitely something that just started, some rumbling. I think it's some asshole blasting some music somewhere in the parking lot, and I can hear the rumbling here. Anyhow, Tom Bias is here. Good morning, Tom Bias. Good to see you. Michael McAndrews is here. Michael says life goes on. Kevin Hawthorne. Hey, good morning to Kevin Hawthorne. Good afternoon from Lakeland, Florida. All right, Kevin, thanks for being here. Don O'Leary is here. Hello, Don. Thanks for stopping by the driver's lounge. Carrie C is here in the driver's lounge. Good to see Carrie. Kim Chi is here. Hey, Kim Chi. Thanks for dropping by the driver's lounge this morning or this afternoon, wherever you may be, whatever your time zone is. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Who else we got? Carol Lana is here. Carol, good to see Carol. Carol says, "Hey there, everybody. Finally got rain and a tiny cool down. Been hundreds for like 5 to 6 days. Was unbearably hot in Ohio. Broke records every day." Well, good to see getting a little bit of relief there. There's Kimchi says, sorry, I don't know what you're sorry for. Oh, where is everyone? I pimped you out on House. I don't know, Kimchi. I guess they're just not enlightened enough to come over here. I don't know. All you folks that are here, you consider yourselves to be enlightened beings. For coming over to the Trucker John channel, we're gonna hang out. We're just gonna let it all hang out. We're gonna let it all hang out. But thanks for trying, Kimchi. I appreciate your efforts. Gerald Marine's lurking. That's fine, as long as you give me a like, a subscribe, and a share. And lurking's fine. Carol Alana also says, howdy, Carrie. Carrie C. Kimchi, love that name. Gotta make some with my cabbage size of sucker balls. Wow, that's big cabbage. Hey, 70B2's here. Good to see Stephanie. Good to have you in the lounge here. Driver's Lounge. Says, hello, everyone. I'm still in the stupid freaking hospital. Yesterday was my 62nd birthday, and my nurses brought me balloons and red velvet cupcake. Oh, that's very nice. I tell you what, I haven't spent a whole lot of time in the hospital. Thank goodness I've been blessed that way. But the times I have been in the hospitals, I gotta tell you, man, those nurses in there are like angels. Most of them. I mean, they can lift your spirits with just a kind word, or they just. My experience has been they've been very sweet and nice, and you're sitting in the hospital bed feeling like shit. You just want to get home, but you can't because there's stuff you got to do, whatever. And the nursing staffs at every hospital I've ever been at, they just they just lift your spirits, most of the time, except for when you're trying to sleep and you finally get to sleep, and then they wake you up to give you a shot or to give you some medicine or something. I had that happen to me, and they were like, I know, you're just sleeping, you just got to sleep, but I have to do this, and even then they're still sweet, as they're waking you up. So anyhow, Stephanie, hope you get well soon and better, and I know you're going through a lot there, so our best wishes and thoughts over to Stephanie B2 from the Trucker John Driver's Lounge. Diana Nelson's here. Thanks for being here, Diana, with a Buffalo Bills profile photo. I'm going to assume you're from Buffalo area. That's what I do. I assume. Stephanie B2 says, yes, it'll be a happier birthday next year or soon after I get my pancreas out. It wasn't a bad birthday. The nurses really made it fun. Yeah, the nurses are lifesavers. Honey Bunny for You is here, wishing 70B2 a happy birthday. By the way, happy birthday. I don't think I officially said happy birthday. So happy birthday to Stephanie B2. And like I say, the next one should be better. James Williams is here. Hey, James, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by in the driver's lounge here. He says, hey, Jolie, good afternoon. I think Jolie is fixing her router or rerouting or rewiring. I don't know. She's busy. 70B2 says, I would love to thank you all individually for wishing me a happy birthday, but I'm so on some really good pain meds. Hey, we'll take a group thank you. Carol says can't hear the rumble. Yeah, it stopped now, but well, that's the thing about this mic. It pretty much picks up my voice. Right now the AC is running, and I don't think you guys can hear it. So, hey, 56 Nick Rich is here. Like number 24. Good day again, folks. I can't say good day without doing sort of an Australian type of thing to it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Michael McAndrews, gotta go make a taco. Be right back. Go make your taco. Thanks for making all of us in the chat hungry now. And now we all want tacos. 72 says, I'll sing your loud music and raise you a patient that keeps getting out of the bed as a fall risk, and the bed alarms go off so loud you hear it all over the hospital. Wow. That sucks. Yeah, I think you're gonna beat me on that hand. I think. Carol says Hal ran late. But he's over with now, right? Arizona Sunflowers, darn. Now there's another Trucker John show now. Harder to find you. Oh, no. That's why I usually try to call this the Trucker John live stream or something to that effect, because there is a Trucker John show, and it's a different Trucker John. Yeah. We've been competing for years. No, it's not really competing, but we've both been coexisting on YouTube for years. But yeah, you know, that's why I try to always say, like, this is the Trucker John live stream or whatever, but instead of Trucker John show, because there is a Trucker John show, and it ain't me; it's the other guy. But I'm glad you found me, Arizona. I'm glad you were able to find us. Hey, Tim Farrell's here. Good to see Tim, one of our resident Tims. So thank you so much. Tim says, "Hi, gang. Hi back at ya. Hi back at ya. By golly." 70B2 says, it's not that alarm, it's somebody else's, and they keep waking me up. Yeah, that sucks. 70B2, speech to text on this sucks. It's not my bed alarm. It's some, I got that. Maybe the other people didn't get it, but I got it. Let's see. I'm just scrolling down. It says Donald Leary says it was so nice to receive treats from patients and families. We really appreciate it. Yeah, all that stuff really helps, when you're in hospital. Stephanie B2 says, thank you so much, John. This will be over soon when I get my pancreas removed. I won't need this hospitalization anymore. They're doing the test here needed for my surgery. I still need the pulmonary. Well, we're all here for you. We're all here for you. Yeah, hopefully get through all these things, and your next birthday will be at a beach. I don't know. It'll be a nice, beautiful place. Tom Bias says, I'm going back up in the chat to follow along with TJ. Oh, yeah, I am, I'm sure, way behind. Probably 10 minutes or so. So I'm going to scroll down some of this stuff here because I think actually I'm kind of caught up here. So Arizona Sunflowers, I have to try to stop it from getting worse, or I'll need a transplant. Oh, so I skipped down. So I guess Arizona's got some issues going on. Yeah, that happens. As we get older, I mean, we get these things. We get some things. The things here, things, But hopefully we can all deal with them and we have, get some great. Hopefully we're getting great health care, and I know sometimes it's not so great. We have horror stories, but hopefully we get through it. Jolie, hey Jolie, I'm back. New router connected and working. All right, congratulations on your new router, and that you got it all going and working. There's Andrew Petrie is here. All right. So what are we up to? What are we doing today? Today, I told you about the college students overtaking Las Vegas. They all seem to be taking a trip, a Labor Day weekend trip. So we're flooded with college kids for this Labor Day weekend. Tom Bias says my maggot boss helped fix my faucet problems. Well, there you go. At least he's good for something. It's nice when a maggot is good for something. You know, Nick, Rich, what are we talking about today? Well, here's the thing. Well, let's see. What do I got? What did I save? I just saved a couple of things. I like this one. Someone has a yard sign apparently that says, "Not voting is the number one cause of unwanted presidencies. Please vote." It's kind of funny, right? So please make sure you vote. Please make sure everyone you know that you think would vote for Democrats would vote. We don't really care if the MAGAs show up or not, right? Like I've been saying on the last few episodes and probably forever, when we show up in huge numbers, big numbers, we win. So let's show up in huge, big numbers for this election coming up here, and for every election, actually. 72 says, "There's no sunflowers. Mine gone bad because I was an alcoholic, but I quit drinking 37 years ago." Wow. Josh says, "Just hit some old cast iron pans with oven cleaner here." Okay, that's good. Good to have some clean pans. You know. Andrew Petrie at Kimchi, your last comment blew me away. I'm glad I quit. Tim Farrell, I don't believe Trump when he says we are a chat room in decline. Yeah, I don't believe that either, Tim. 72 at Kimchi, that's it. Rub it in. I can't smoke weed, and you can. The doctor finally is giving me clonazepam. I haven't slept in 5 days because of pain medicine causing me to be hyperactive. Wow. Yeah, all kinds of stuff there. Hopefully get through this and have some smooth sailing on down the road here. Hey, there's Paul Sharkey Mannion from across the pond. Paul Sharkey Mannion says, "Hello, TJ and truckers. Well, another week of disgrace for Crump. Should be arrested for the shite he's said. Arlington and accusations of murder. What the fuck? I haven't heard the accusations of murder. I guess I missed that one. The Arlington thing is disgusting. And but he's just, like I said before, he's just shooting himself in the foot over and over again. And fine, let him shoot himself in the foot. He's losing support left and right. He's losing veteran and military support with this Arlington thing. You know. So let him keep shooting himself in the foot. Honey Buddy for You says, check your voter registration. Absolutely. Vote.org. And that will take you to the link for wherever you need, from wherever you live. Check it. Check it. Especially if you live in a red state. James Williams says, Trump keeps digging a grave with the Arlington story. Yeah, he's not doing himself any favors with that kind of shit. Andrew Petrie, don't trolls help the algorithms? I can't spell. I that's the theory. That's the theory. Anyhow, so let's see. Julie says, "Hey Carolina, I know I was totally prepared to deal with some technical BS, but it worked right away. Lucky." 56 Nick Rich says, Major Ojeda says he's going to indulge when he visits Amsterdam. Yeah, I was watching that show, I guess last night, right? He's going to go to Amsterdam and he's going to have some cannabis. Why not? Hey, when in Rome, right? Carolina, I can't believe anyone would support that draft dodging coward. And I know we always say that. I can't believe for this. We can't believe for that. Hey man, it's the power of propaganda. It's the power of having big news media outlets prop you up. That really helps a lot, as we've seen. Donald Trump is an example of that. James Williams says we need to march Trump out and put him against a wall. David Windler, hey Dave Windler, good to see you. Says Steph, I can make it to San Francisco in 2 hours. Hi John. Hi Dave, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Andrew Petrie, I almost think Trump is doing it on purpose. Well, I don't think he's trying to shoot himself in the foot on purpose. He's definitely saying this shit that he says and on purpose. But I don't think he's trying. I don't think he's trying to sabotage himself. I think he thinks that it's good for his campaign. And maybe it would have been 4 years ago or 8 years ago, but I think more and more and more people are waking up finally to what a dirtbag Trump is. You know? Hey, Agolf Twitler's here. Agolf says a new Gallup poll shows that Americans view marijuana as less harmful than alcohol or tobacco, and that more people now smoke cannabis than cigarettes. Wow. See, the cigarette industry, they were right. When they spent, I'm sure, who knows how many millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars in influence campaigns to influence people, about the horrors of reefer madness, because they knew that that was going to be a big competitor, right? Same with alcohol. Alcohol doesn't want marijuana legalized either. Kimchi, the major could just drive 2 hours to Virginia for weed. 72 says, I would love to be able to get together with some of you, have our own little Chugger John get together while we're on a live or something. That would be awesome. I think that would be pretty fun. That would be cool. We could do some location and do a live stream and with a live audience of trucklers. That would be totally awesome. Agolf Twitler says most Americans favor legalizing marijuana or medical recreational use. Pew Research. Yeah, and so we're not radicals. I mean, I'm not a big partaker of the weed, of the marijuana myself, but I'm certainly an advocate. I'm certainly in favor of legalization. So, yeah, I'm right there in the thing. So we're not, but there were people on the left will try to say that we're, radical lefties if we support marijuana legalization. That's some sort of a radical thing, and it's not, as evidenced by the Pew Research and these polls, and also just knowing what we know. We know. I think we've all known that a lot of people are in favor of marijuana legalization. It's not a radical lefty extreme viewpoint, and that proves it. So thanks for posting that, Agolf, because that proves the point that it's not a radical lefty extremist thing. It's very mainstream. Arizona Sunflowers says he's really stupid. I'm assuming you're talking about Trump. Could be me, but no, I know you're talking about Trump. He thinks everyone loves him just because he'll say he likes them. Donald Trump he's just a sleazy salesperson. I'm not saying all salespeople are sleazy, but he's the sleazy kind. And where he does think he can just drop little compliments. That's why every time he sees somebody, he goes, "Oh, he's a nice looking guy. Look at that. He's a handsome guy. No matter who the guy is, no matter if he's handsome or not." And I'm not looks shaming people, but no matter what the person looks like, he'll say, "Hey, and he's a good looking guy," or whatever, because that's sort of like salesman technique. You're buttering people up. And Trump is the sleaziest of salespeople because, I mean, hey, like I said, I've been in sales, and I never considered myself to be a sleazy salesperson. I didn't operate out of deception. I operated out of belief in the product. I wouldn't sell something if I didn't believe in it. So Donald Trump is definitely the sleazy type. Carol Alana says, all part of Dumpy's malignant narcissism and sociopathy. Yes, very much so. He's very much a sociopath, for sure. Agolf Twittler says, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz will be the first major party ticket where both people support legalization of marijuana. It's going to happen. They're going to win, and I think we're going to get. I know that Biden has taken. Didn't he actually take marijuana off of the what is the designation, the Class C or whatever it is, right? I think he took it off of that, and that's about as far as Biden has been able to do it. Take that. I'm pretty sure Biden is for legalization also, but we don't have the House, right? And there's a filibuster, so to try to get that legalized, that's why we need to win the House, but we need to keep the Senate and get rid of that goddamn filibuster. And but definitely, as we've seen by Agolf Twitler's posting there, the American people, this is the majority of people, I think, are in favor of legalizing marijuana. And I think that it will within the Harris administration, and when she wins, sometime within the 4 years, there, I think it's going to happen. I think it will become legalized. Josh says, I get reminded of crap he said and done that would be enough to take anyone in a normal world. Yeah, I know. Why does Trump get such a pass? Why does Trump always get, to go on? I mean, we think about, was it Gary Hart? There was a photo of, he was a married guy, right? And there was a photo of a very pretty young lady on his lap that wasn't his wife down in Cabo San Lucas or wherever the hell it was. That immediately tanked his presidential aspirations. But Donald Trump can be recorded on a hot mic that he just goes up and grabs women by the pussy. And you can just, because you're a celebrity, you can just go up and you just kiss them. You just go up and just start kissing them because you're a celebrity. You can grab them by the pussy. Yeah, you're a celebrity. You can do that. And didn't even stop him in one bit. As we've seen, we saw he got elected. So, yeah, I'm sure there's example after example of that double standard. And again, I think it all comes back to the propaganda machines of Fox News, and on the radio side, it used to be Rush Limbaugh. May he rot in hell. But those were huge media blowtorches, that could prop people up, and they could take them down too. And we are seeing more and more of Fox News like sort of turning their back on him, I think. I'm just skipping down a little bit here. Tom Bias says the cigarette industry should have included cannabis in their offerings. Yeah. Kimchi says pot could be smoked in international waters, but then cruise ships couldn't sell overpriced alcohol to a captive audience. Yeah, there's all kinds of, routes you could go on that. Jolie says, hey, check your voter registration, vote.org. There, www.vote.org. .vote.org. Just takes seconds to do. Thank you, Jolie, for that little reminder there. Check your registration. Let's make sure we all vote. James Williams says it's only going to be a few years with autonomous driving programs, and no one is going to be driving anymore. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think we're a lot longer away on that than we might think. Yeah, maybe someday, but more than a few years, I think, away from that. Let's see. Andrew Peters says, kimchi, I go to all-inclusive resorts. It's easier. I don't like walking around with cash. Went away. Honey Buddy for you. Republicans have hundreds of bills limiting access to voting. Very telling, yes, because they know that when there's big turnouts, they lose and we win. Eggoff Twitler says a used car salesman will tell you every car on the lot was previously owned by a little old lady. And I have to take exception to that because I was a used car salesman for, and maybe the reason my numbers weren't so great is because I didn't lie to people. Carol Alana says, never did any drugs, including marijuana. No desire, plus top secret security clearances. When I had them, would get you in big trouble. FBI agents to friends, family, too risky, plus drug tests. I hear you on the drug test. I was a truck driver for nearly 20 years, and I was subject to random drug tests. So, and the great thing about not being a drug user, and even including marijuana, is that every time I got called in for a random drug test, I didn't have a worry in the world. I didn't have to worry about, how long ago was it that I did this? Was this going to show up? Is that going to show up? Can I get somebody else's pee? Or whatever. I never had to worry about any of that shit. So that was a great relief, And I like I said, it's a random drug test. Sometimes I would go a couple of years without getting one, and then I would get like 2 or 3 in the same year. It was really weird. But that's the thing about being random, I guess. Yeah, Egolf Tool says it's being moved to Schedule 3, which I guess is a better schedule than the one it's on now, which puts it in with like heroin and shit. Carol Alana says, amen to getting rid of the filibuster, but it's saved Dems against GOP. Yeah, I know. I know. And there's that argument that if you get rid of the filibuster, then when the Republicans have the control, then you're going to wish you had the filibuster. And I know that. But I guess maybe I'm naive to say, okay, then let's just stop voting for Republicans and make sure that we are always in the majority, which, as we've seen, is, I guess, easier said than done when we are going against these huge propaganda machines. So I understand the fear of if we get rid of the filibuster, it could go the other way. But, I've always been kind of like, let the chips fall where they may kind of guy. And so if we do lose the filibuster and we do lose the Senate somewhere down the road, and let's say we lose the House, and then we lose the White House, and I guess we would be pretty fucked anyhow. I don't know, and let's say there's no filibuster, and then the Republicans can just ram through all kinds of shit. Maybe this is terribly naive of me also to say, well, then I guess the American people get what they deserve. It kind of goes to that old saying, here's your republic, keep it if you can keep it, or whatever the fuck Ben Franklin was supposedly said. So I guess that's kind of my thought. Okay, this is supposed to be a democracy, democratic republic, whatever you want to call it. but we operate on democratic principles. It's supposed to be majority rule. So if the majority gets in there and they start passing a whole bunch of horseshit laws, then the American people, the voting electorate, has to take some responsibility in that. You know, it's kind of like if you don't vote, for all the non-voters out there, and it kind of goes to this meme we have here. If you get a Republican majority and a Republican president, and they do a bunch of shit, whose fault is that? Is it? I think it's the people who didn't vote's problem or fault, in large part. So that's kind of my thoughts on that, about the filibuster. I realize, yeah, it could swing back the other way, and it could end up biting you in the butt. But that's why we got to vote. You don't vote, and you get Republicans in there, and they do a bunch of shit, then fucking cry me a river, you know? Fucking vote, people. God damn it. How many times I got to say it? How hard is it to vote? It's not. I mean, I know we've had this conversation about Republican their tactics to make voting harder, voter suppression, all that stuff. So I know we can go down a whole thing. I know. Hey, Mr. Spock is here. Says, did someone say marijuana? Yes, please. Hey, Mr. Spock, live long and prosper. One of these days I'll be able to do that, but not today, apparently. But thanks for Mr. Spock taking time from your chickens to come in and say hi. $70B2 says, Arizona sunflowers. I don't drive, so I get to smoke all the weed I want to. Hubby does all the driving. It is a sober person, doesn't even drink alcohol like me. Jolie says, October 17th is my birthday. Nick Rich 56, when you light up, celebrate legalization day, take a toke for me. All right. Jolie must be a fellow Libra, because I'm October 3rd. Libras unite. This looks crooked. Is this crooked? I don't know. Looked a little crooked. But hey, a fellow Libras, my ex-wife's birthday is October 16th. There you go. Let's see. WB2 says that when I went on a cruise ship, I took the cigarette wrappers that have the filter on them and put weed in them, so my cigarette packs look like a cigarette pack. They never checked. Wow. You guys are like smugglers and stuff. I also did it when I flew into Mexico. I don't think I could get away with that now. Yeah, they're on to you, Stephanie. They're on to you. Mr. Spock, Little Jerry's crew lays small, light blue eggs. That's pretty. Those sound like pretty eggs. Steven Sayre says, I lost more than one job due to drug testing. Good ones, too. That sucks. But if I had a good job, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's easy for me to say because I'm not really a big drug user or marijuana user. And so I guess it's easy for me to say, like, I would choose the job over the drugs, but I don't know. I guess it's just priorities. I guess it's your priorities. Nick Rich, THC can be found in your hair a month after smoking. Yeah, and I did some of those drug tests where they would pluck some hair out of your head. I did that. I did they take the blood, they take the urine. 72 says Arizona sunflowers. I was thinking more the terms of the dog sniffing my cigarette pack finding my weed rolled like cigarettes. I mean, they have filters and everything. They look just like it. Jolie says, hey, seems here my dad rode my ass for years to get a job where he worked. I finally applied and didn't pass the drug test. He was so mad. I didn't even want to work there anyway. Arizona sunflowers. Oh, I didn't think of that. I never saw sniffer dogs at any airports I've been at, even when I was going overseas. Paul Sharkey Mannion says, we've had 14 years of Tory right-wing government, and they have left the country in a huge mess. Yet they, the rich, are richer than they were before. Well, that's kind of the same thing happening here in America. We've had 45 years of Reaganomics, trickle-down economics. We've seen a wealth gap widening, but we've seen the rich get rich in untold ways. I mean, that's why we need to continue Bidenomics. Working from the bottom on up and out. Is that how they do it? Bidenomics seems to be working, man. So let's keep it going. And I believe Kamala Harris will keep it going. Jupiter Judy's here. Hey, Jupiter Judy. Thanks for joining us here in the old driver's lounge. We're just hanging out, shooting the shit a bit. So good to see you. Kim, she says, I took 3 joints wrapped in plastic to my friend in England who was overjoyed. Don't ask me how. I won't. Of course, now I'm imagining all sorts of things that I've seen in movies. 72 says, I'm a Virgo. My birthday was yesterday. That's right. We said happy birthday and everything. Yeah, Virgo. My mom, I believe, was a Virgo. September 10th. I feel bad. Jolie says, Libras. Hal is a Libra too. That's right. Libras rule, man. Libras are going to rule the world because we're balanced. Tom By says, they have better tests to find pot than they do for other drugs. Bastards. Those bastards. Michael McGadger says, one time a lady pointed at each of my 6 friends and told us our birth signs. She was 100% correct. How? Not how. How could that be? Because she was very smart and aware. She could read our faces. We learn our birth signs young. Either that or she had a little receiver in her ear, and somebody else was Googling everybody. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm just saying there are tricks to those kind of things. Midas Kevin Anderson is here. Hey, Midas Kevin, good to see you. It says, I'm going to stay in King's birthplace in Bangor. Bangor, Maine? I don't know what you're talking about. Man. As you can see, I still have a little cough going here. Let's see. Jupiter Judy says, we had to trim our coconut trees before storm hurricanes come. Squirrels are pissed. All the food is gone. Well, tell those squirrels to go elsewhere. God damn it. Arizona Sunflower says, well, they would pat you down, I assume, but most weed smells like crap, so you could get caught. Yep, 72 Arizona Sunflowers. On my YouTube channel, I have a dove. 72 also says, I have a dove family that lives on our front porch. The baby came down and sat on me for 25 minutes. It's on my YouTube channel. Oh, 72. I want to check that out. I definitely want to check that out. It sounds amazing and like cute, Nick Rich has an appointment in 3 minutes. Got to go, guys. All right, Nick Rich. You're probably gone already because I'm probably behind. But thanks for being here, Nick, for spending whatever time you could. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Let's see. Carol Alana says Kamala is a Scorpio, as was my mom. You don't mess with Scorpios. Yeah, I got some Scorpios in the family. $70B2 says Kevin, I've kind of been a Bay Area brat all my life, and I've never had a seafood pizza yet. Let me know how it is. Seafood pizza. Hey, look, you can put whatever you want on pizzas. I'm not one of those people that say you can't do this and you can't do that. I love pineapple on my pizzas. I'm going to say it, and I know people will make a joke about that and will say that you can't put pineapple on pizza and all that kind of shit. I think it's great, and it's not only. I used to always just do like whenever I would get pineapple, it was usually because it was like Canadian bacon or ham and pineapple. But the other day I got a pepperoni, sausage, mushroom, and pineapple on the pizza, and it was delicious. The pineapple just it gives a little this flavor, this little just sort of pops out, So I'm not going to make fun of someone who had a seafood pizza. Josh says crows are smart as hell. Yes, they are. I think they have the mental acuity of an 8-year-old or something like that. I don't know, of an 8-year-old human. And I've sat and had conversations with crows, believe it or not, and they will sit there and they're like, and they'll go, they kind of like respond to you. They're weird, and you're like, you're like, are you understanding me, or are you just waiting for the moment to come and pluck my eyes out? You don't know, but still, there is an appearance that you're having that they can understand you, or something. Steve Sayers, we got pot legal now, so no more being fired for being a pot smoker. And you don't have to go to Amsterdam to do it. So. Midas Kevin Anderson says, June 20th, Don just had it. I'm 46 now. The Big 4-6. Big 4-6. Michael Andrews, I'm 66 going on 24. I am 63 going on 64. I'll be 64 this October. Can you believe that? I think I'm now in the age of that Beatles song, right? William, 71. Michael McAndrews is a Virgo. Kim Shee says, Michael, you don't look a day over 65. Just kidding. Jupiter Judy says, I love pineapple on pizza. See, at least I got one backer here with the pineapple. Carolina says, yes, pineapple and ham on pizza and olives to die for. Oh, I love olives too. And like I said, I don't have to do it just the old ham and pineapple. The other day, I did it with sausage, pepperoni, and olives. I forgot to put not olives, mushrooms. And I usually do go with black olives. But then it gets kind of, because it's like $1.25 for each topping. So I think I stopped at 4 toppings or something. But I do like me some black olives on there too. But the pineapple just makes everything pop for me. And it doesn't have to be ham and pineapple. It could be, like I said, I did sausage and mushrooms and I've done 2. Actually, I've done 2 pizzas. I did the pepperoni one day. It was pepperoni, sausage, mushroom, and pineapple. And then the other day, I just got another one. I think I didn't do pepperoni. I think I just did sausage, mushroom, and pineapple. It was really good. I think next time I'll add olives to it. There's a little pizza place down the street that I really like their pizza. Kind of a little hole in the wall place. And I've been getting their pizzas, and they're pretty good. Mr. Spock says pineapple, green olives, banana, hot peppers. Yeah, those are good. Ham and extra cheese. Oh yeah, cheese is good. Ham's good. Yeah, I'll do the banana. What do they call them? Well, I didn't really do that on my pizzas. Although I think I have had on pizzas, but I usually do that when I get a Subway sandwich at Subway. I'll get the there's two different names for that: banana peppers and then whatever the other name is. And sometimes you got to say that because they're like, "What's banana pepper?" Carol Alana says, "Had a crow in Colorado who imprinted on humans. He land on your head or shoulder, freak people out the first time." The only thing I don't like about that is they tend to crap and like on you, you know. Hey, there's Enough Crypto is 56 in November. Congratulations, Enough Crypto. Probably a Sagittarian, right? Sagittarius, I believe. No, wait. No, wait. Scorpio, right? No, it's Scorpio. Sagittarius is now. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I believe that would be a Scorpio. Anyhow, Josh says crows know the difference between a gun and a broom or a shovel. Impressive. Tom Bias says delusion Morgantown delaying the WVU Penn State game. Wow, a deluge. There's a deluge going on there. Michael McAndrews, pepperoni pizza for me, no anchovies. Yeah, I tried the anchovies just because, just to try it. And they're not that bad, actually. But I could live without anchovies. I don't need anchovies. Hey, MJ Daniels here. Good to see MJ. MJ says, hello, everybody. 66% of eligible voters voted in 2020, while every other democracy votes in the high 70s. This is a problem. Yeah, and that 66% for us is considered a pretty good turnout and you're right. It needs to be higher. And I don't think it needs to be 100%. But yeah, once you get it, it would be nice if it was in the 70s, 75%. I think that's a good number, where you're getting a good turnout. But that's the problem. Yeah, you're right. So that's why we always need to work on getting out the vote. Getting out the vote. Vote, vote, vote. Mr. Spock says anchovies are gross on a pizza. Like I said, I did try it. I remember I tried it a long time ago, and it wasn't as gross as I thought it would be. But I don't think I've ever had it again, so that must say something about it. Josh says pepperoni, bacon, and onion. I'm not really a big onion fan in most cases, so. But yeah, hey, whatever floats your boat, man. What my point is that there is no like some people act like it has to be New York style pizza, preferably bought in New York, and it's got to be really greasy and pepperoni or something. And anything other than that, that's not a real pizza. That's what a lot of people will say. And to those people, I say, you're crazy. Because, well, you've seen restaurants, they market on the fact that they have all these different pizza combinations. And there's nothing wrong with, my point is there's nothing wrong with putting pineapple on pizza. It's still valid pizza. It's a valid pizza. It's a real pizza. It doesn't make the pizza not a pizza if you put pineapple on it. And there are people that will argue that that is the case. That if you put pineapple on a pizza, it is no longer a pizza. I believe I've heard people say that. Hey, Terry, yes, is here. Terry says bacon cheeseburger pizza is great. That sounds good. See, it sounds good to me. It's still a pizza. Arizona Sunflower says, yes, it's very unusual. Oh, but talking about the bird, she's gray and gold. I should say her babies are always gray-white. Jupiter Judy, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you so much for the thumbs up, Jupiter Judy. I do appreciate it. We got 56 thumbs ups. So let's make sure we share the show out and maybe get more thumbs ups. Minus Kevin says, Don, you must be in heaven. That sounds, oh my God. Josh, I'd like to see mandatory voting. I don't want to see that. I don't believe in mandatory anything, really. Andrew Peacher says, Midas Kevin Anderson, I'll buy the pastrami and make one. Never thought of it. Message block, now I want a pizza. Yeah, I know. Well, Michael McAndrews earlier was talking about tacos, so it's either tacos or pizza. Sorry about that cough. Donald Lurie says, Kevin Anderson, we have a sport bar with a Euro pizza. Damn good. That's probably good too, yeah. Tom Bias, only crows caw. Caw, caw. Minus Kevin, pastrami or kraut. See, now you're losing me. I'm not into sauerkraut. 72 says, John, where did you get that not voting is number one cause of unemployment? I stole that off of, I think, Threads. Somebody posted it on Threads. I'm not. Maybe I should give some attribution or whatever, but I don't know. I just copied it off of somebody posted it. I think it was on Threads, and I don't know who the poster was. Sorry. Arizona sunflowers making me hungry. Yep. Now we're all gonna rush out and get pizzas right after this, I'm sure. Minus Kevin says, I've tried an Iowan pizza, Don, barbecue and corn. Barbecue and corn, huh? I don't know if I'd want corn on my pizza. But I'm not going to say it's not a pizza. If you do put corn on your pizza. Paul Sharky Mania says, just had hot dogs in brioche buns with fried onion and tomato sauce. Had the whole 10 dogs. Wait, what? You ate 10 hot dogs? What are you, one of those hot dog eating contestants? 72 says, poo? Poo? I can order lunch now. Here, UCSF, they call it room service. You can order your food any time of the day from 7 in the morning until 8 at night. They even have grilled salmon. That sounds good. Josh says, I finally checked out a local brewery that has wood-fired pizza. Pizza is better than the beer, but the beer was good too. Well, at least it's good. So, now I want beer as well as pizza. In Enough Crypto says that, Josh, that's what we are against, authoritarianism, forcing the population against their will. Yeah, I'm not really for mandatory voting. I think we should just, always make an effort to get people to vote. Now, I and things like, making voting a national holiday, the election day a national holiday, I don't have any problem with that. Maybe that would help more people to be able to get out and vote, or at least raise the awareness. It's like, why do we have this holiday today? Well, this is voting day. Oh, I better go vote. Maybe you might get a bunch of people just that way. It's kind of like what is Labor Day about? Why are we having Labor Day? Well, it's a celebration of the workers and all the hard work that people do, and then you could put sort of a union spin on it or whatever, and maybe more people will maybe think about joining unions or something. If we had a national holiday for our election day, I bet you there'd be a bunch of people who go, what is this election day? Can you imagine that? It's kind of funny just thinking about it. People going, what is election day? And then because it's a holiday, then there might be more and more people that actually know that, oh, there's a thing called voting. we're supposed to vote for these assholes or whatever. I mean, there's so many people that I think are oblivious. I don't even think they know that there's a president. Or if they do know, they don't even know who the president's name is or whatever. There's just so much uh, ignorance. I'm just going to call it ignorance about. Uh, and I'm not going to claim that I'm smart and I know everything because I don't. But my God, I mean, there's so many people that are so apathetic to voting and to anything regarding politics in our country. And you know, the saying is everything is political. Politics are in everything, and yet people go through their lives oblivious to what's going on. And like I say, you don't have to be a political wonk. You don't have to live this shit 24/7, but at least put a little time into it. And there are people that I don't think they even know who the president is. They don't know who the vice president is. They don't know the difference between a Republican and a Democrat. That's, you know, they don't know anything. They don't know shit. Maybe if we had a national holiday for election day, maybe a few million people would get educated every year, not just like a one-time thing. Maybe every year, a few more extra million people will go, "Hey, what's this election day thing about? Why are we having this holiday?" And then people would tell them, or they would see stuff posted or whatever, that this is the day that we vote for president of the country. You nimrods. And then maybe that would get people a little bit more involved in some way. And in any way might be better than no way, you know? Which some people are just living their lives with their heads in the sand, buried in the sand. They don't got no time for politics. They got to play their video games, you know? They got to watch their TikTok videos and learn how to put on makeup and shit like that. But maybe if election day was a national holiday, maybe maybe you know, maybe I'm a naive you know, optimist here or whatever, but maybe it would get a few more million people here and there involved, and that's, I think, worth having the holiday for. Paul Charlie Beta says, first hot dog in a long time. Must do it more often. I need to put on a few pounds, especially if you're eating 10 at a time. Kimchi says, print out voter registration forms and keep them in your car or purse. I'll keep them in my purse before the deadline in your state. That's a good idea, Kimchi. Just send out registration forms instead of birthday cards. Instead of any type of a greeting card or a birthday card or anything like that, just send them a voter registration. That'd be funny. Josh says national holiday would be a step in the right direction for sure. Thank you, Josh. I'm glad to see we can disagree. Like, we disagree on the mandatory part, but we're not. We're still friends. We're still, you know, able to have a conversation, and we can find some agreement. So I think that's lovely. Starting to be 2 says, at this point, ignorance is being polite, John. Well, yeah, I'm a polite guy. I'm known for my politeness. 72 says, exactly, Josh, we need a holiday for voting. Hey, I said it first. Enough Crypto says Costco hot dogs a deal. Yeah, every now and then I'll get me a Costco hot dog when I'm in there. It's a pretty good deal. I think you can get a hot dog or a brat and a drink. Didn't it used to be like $1.49 or something like that? I don't know if it's gone up. I haven't been in there in a while, actually. William says selfish, ignorant people will elect selfish, ignorant leaders. But along with getting people out to vote, yeah, hopefully they'll just come to the Trucker John show and get enlightened. I don't know. I guess the point is we could always do, I guess, a better job of trying to get the message out. Midas Kevin says, Steph 2 pizzas I need to try it down in Maine. Lobster and crab. A lobster and crab pizza. I'm sure that would be good. Just because, lobster and crab are good. So, Enough Crypto says, most don't know squat, never paid attention to elementary civics. Stephanie B2 says, Kevin, can you take me with you when you get those pizzas? That sounds absolutely decadent. Mike H is here. Good afternoon, everybody. Says Mike H is saying good afternoon to everybody. Good to see you, Mike H. Our resident troll, I guess. I don't know if you'd like me calling you that or not. But thanks for being here. Don O'Leary says, Trucker, my favorite maybe topping. Sweet corn, apple, wood smoked bacon, jalapeno, green onion, mozzarella, feta. I love me some feta cheese too. Bianca sauce. I never had Bianca sauce. I don't know. It sounds kind of good. Drizzle with cilantro. Aioli. I don't know. That's a lot of stuff. I don't like having too much stuff on my pizza. I mean, I'm kind of pushing it when I'm going pepperoni, sausage, mushroom, pineapple, and then some black olives. That's kind of pushing it for me. That's 5 toppings if I did my counting right. Pepperoni, sausage, mushroom, olive, pineapple. That's 5 toppings. That's about enough for me. I don't like too many toppings on the pizza. That's why I would actually probably drop the pepperoni, just go with sausage, pineapple, black olives, and mushrooms. That's 4 toppings. That's enough for me. But anyhow, yeah, I mean, nothing against your choice there, Don. It's still a pizza, is my point. You can put all that stuff on it, and it's still a pizza. I mean, there are people out there that are like, if you put pepperoni on a pizza, it's not a pizza. That's my point, is those people are nuts, I think, who say that. Mr. Spock's going to go fertilize the weed plants. You know what I mean? Tom Bias says, the apathetic don't know the difference between conservative and liberal. I don't even know the difference. I mean, I do know the difference. What is a liberal? What is a conservative? I don't even know what a liberal or a conservative is. Confuse left and right with liberal and conservative and think social conservative. I don't even know what the fuck those mean. And I know, okay, liberal, people say that means, well, it depends on who says it. I've heard Hillary Clinton say something like liberal is like a big-hearted, kind person or something like that. And, of course, someone from the right wing would say that liberals are just tax and spend. They're all about taxing and spending. Conservatives, I guess from a liberal point of view, would say conservatives are just about basically lowering taxes, which wink wink means basically just for rich people. They don't want to lower them for anybody else, but it's just about lowering taxes and stripping away regulations. But that's kind of my definition of a conservative. But conservative people like maggots who consider themselves to be conservatives, or even just Republicans who consider themselves to be conservatives, they define it as something different. I think they would just say they would start to go into family values and all this kind of shit. And to me, family values are universal. There is no conservative or liberalism to family values. That the conservatives or the Republican Party, and specifically, do not hold have any sort of exclusivity to family values. Of Democrats and liberals and progressives have family values as well. So I mean, it just gets so convoluted. This conversation of liberal and conservative, I don't even like using the terms, and I like to just stick to policies positions, basically. And the one label that I will label myself as is a Democrat, because I've been a lifelong Democrat. and I'm a Democrat. As far as being liberal, progressive, yeah, I guess. I mean, sure. But I go by the policies that I believe in more than this label, which can get really, really misconstrued and bastardized, these labels. MJ Daniels says GOP spends a lot of money convincing Americans both sides are the same when it should be very obvious, obviously, that is bullshit. It's not bullshit, it's bullshit. Midas Kevin says, I also told my healthy eating class, Steph, I'd get some down home main recipe books. Alrighty. Walter McCaravich says, Sugar John, just wanted to say, hope you have a great Labor Day weekend. Just stopping in at a halftime break. College football season is here. Oh, I know it's here because this whole town is full of college kids. And a lot of college football fans here for the LSU USC game. And also, they've got a lot of colleges here that have planned a weekend trip all at the same time. And also, this just also being one of the biggest weekends of the year, even without the college kids. So, yeah. I know. MJ Daniel says 70s, 80s, and even into the 90s, the Democratic Party and GOP were much closer together. But since the 90s, with the Bushes and speakers like Gingrich and the Republican Party, is toxic and dangerous. Yeah, Newt Gingrich, whatever the fuck his name is, with that whole contract on America thing, and you can see a sort of line, a through line there from that time to now with MAGA and shit. Kimchi says pizza is just a smooshed tomato sandwich, an empty vehicle for your gastronomic fantasies. Anything goes. Anything goes. Anything goes. Hey, Bonnie Agliata's here. Good to see you. Bonnie says yummy. James Jaramillo's here. Good to see James. I don't think James was here earlier, so I don't know if I said hi earlier, if you were here earlier. But hello to James. Good to see James. MJ Daniel says there are very few true conservatives left in the government. They have all been forced out by MAGA as rhinos. The dreaded rhinos. Yes, the dreaded rhinoceroses. Paul Sharkymania says, too much like hard work, but put double cheese instead. Yeah, sometimes I'll go double cheese. Sometimes. Kimchi says, liber, Latin, noun, book, also liber, LV, free. Free! Bonnie Agliata says, my last name means smothered in garlic. There you go. MJ Daniels, the quote on being liberal by President Kennedy pretty much sums up my politics. Is that the one about high tide raises all ships or something like that? I don't know. Anyhow, Josh says it's amazing how you can talk about individual policies with self-described conservatives and they lean left on almost everything to discuss individually. Yeah, that's true. If they've done these where they'll ask a person, like I remember when Obamacare was going. It's like, and they would say, "Do you think that we should have, I don't know, a national healthcare system like or something?" I forget how they would word it, but basically it was describing Obamacare, and they would say, "Yeah, sure, that sounds great." But then with the second they would ask, "Do you agree with Obamacare? Do you think Obamacare should be passed or whatever?" And they'd go, "No, absolutely." So, so that kind of a thing. Jolie's got us a little reminder about super chats, memberships. You can support the show by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Also, buy me a coffee over there at buymeacoffee.com. Thanks for that reminder, Jolie. Help support the show. We are at over 3,300 subscribers now, which is amazing. Really, really amazing. Thank you guys all for sharing the show and liking and subscribing. You have made this show grow to heights I never thought were really possible. So thank you all for being here. MJ Daniel says, I think Comcast will be blacking out the University of Washington game here because they can't make a deal with the Big Ten like like adults, and they're going to be a lot of pissed off fans. I know I am. Midas Kevin Anderson says, Trucker John, down home recipes meaning like even before you folks were born, this is how us Maine folks made our food. I like to dig up the past so that you won't be doomed to repeat it. I don't know. Let's see. Arizona says, but those conservatives vote Trump first. Yep. MJ says, if by liberal they mean someone who looks ahead and not behind, someone who welcomes new ideas without rigid reactions, this one. Oh, okay. And that also sounds a lot of like what I would say a progressive is today. And then someone like my sister, who is a total maggot and right-wing nut job, will always say, well, like progressives were like from 1908 and all this kind of crap. And I'm like, look, I don't give a fuck about 1908 and what the progressives were like in 1908. Okay, I know what I think of one today in the 21st century. Whatever. That's why I don't like getting arguing about these labels. I'd rather just go right to the policies. James Hermeo says, time for work. Take care, everybody. Well, thank you for being here, James, and have a good day at work. Paul Sharky Manny says, that is the problem with the democratic system at the moment, mainly because of Trump and his thugs who have ruined debate fairly. And speaking of debates, yes, this is a LA Dodgers cap. I don't know how that's not clear. Of course, this is LA Dodgers cap. It says LA Dodgers right there, their logo. Anyhow, but I am looking forward to the debate. I think that's still going on, right? I believe that's still happening. So on September 10th. Kimchi says, I am a devotee of Kavefi. There is no God but Java, and Kona is her prophets. Hey, Diane Capabianco is here saying hello to me. And so hello right back at you. Thanks for dropping on in to the driver's lounge. We're just hanging. We're all just letting it all hang out. Richard says in Australia, voting is compulsory and only a popular vote is involved. Yeah, we've spoken about that before. I would love if we got rid of the Electoral College. And I'm not really in favor of making voting mandatory or anything like that. But as I stated earlier, I think a national holiday for voting would be good. Midas Kevin Anderson says, that's what I like to do, Kimchi. Places from where I never lived. What were their delicacies? Tom Bias says, it's ironic that self-described conservatives are against legalization of weed. Are they? Oh. Are they really? Paul Shruggy says, liberals are basically people who don't want to be in a Tory party of labor. Now look, England and Europe, when they talk liberals and conservatives and socialists, I think it's a whole different thing than what we got going on over here. I don't know if they really mesh up. MJ Daniels says, I saw a DJT ad during a college game last night and almost threw something through the TV screen. Josh says, I bet he storms out halfway through the debate. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, that's what we're all wondering, huh? We're all kind of wondering how is he going to handle that debate. Mr. Spock, bond rips for Benny Loco. Is Benny Loco here? I didn't see her. Bonnie says, Josh, he won't show up. Arizona says, yes, but Trump is making more excuses every day. Anti-debate. I think he's got to show up, though. I think he has to. I mean, if he doesn't show up, he's going to look like the total chicken shit that he is. I think it's a lose-lose for him. I think he loses if he goes, and he loses if he doesn't go. So maybe he won't go. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Diane says Trump will probably back out of the debate on the day of the debate. Arizona Sunflower says peacock tongue is a delicacy somewhere, but I forgot where. Put that on your pizza and smoke it. I don't know. Arizona Sun or Kimchi says I feel you, Steph. He makes my skin crawl. Oh, about Trump. MJ Daniel says no reason at all that voting cannot be all mail in, or at least make it a 3-day holiday, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then do the count that week. But the Republicans don't want it to be easy. No, they want to suppress, because they know that when it's the other way around, when it's big turnout, that the Democrats fare much better, win most of the elections. So that's why. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Minus Kevin says, yeah, I can see it now, John, but her skin color, she's better than me. Why? What was that about? I don't even know what that was about. Who's better? I don't even know. Let's see. Jolie says, I just ran to the corner market to get a slice of pizza. I blame you guys. I know. As soon as I'm done with this live stream, I'm probably going to go down to my favorite pizza place. David Williams says, it's time for vote by phone. We got the tech. Well, as long as it is reliable and is not, hackable or whatever. That's why I think mail-in voting is the best way to go, at least for right now. In all 50 states, mail-in balloting should be allowed. You just fill it out, put it back in the envelope, send it off. Easy peasy, Paul Sharky Mania says, it's just shocking that people are prepared to follow him blindly, ignoring his crimes. It's unfathomable. Well, the thing about that, and people keep asking about that, and I keep wondering about that myself, and it comes down to propaganda. There's no other reason why you would believe or that you would support a felon and a rapist like Donald Trump. There really is no way that you would do that unless A, rape and committing felonies is no big deal to you, or you just don't believe it actually happened, or you think that it's all lies, or these are just allegations. This is the DOJ being weaponized, the justice system being weaponized to go after Trump, and a lot of them, that's what they believe. That's what maggots believe, and that's because of all the propaganda that they receive, either through Fox News, right-wing media, influence, disinformation campaigns on the internet, all that kind of shit. That's what happens. That's how it happens. So here's a thing that I thought was interesting over here. Let me just put this up here. So how it started, how it's going, and this is two sort of headlines. It says Kamala Harris' grocery price gouging plan is riddled with problems, experts say. And then, but here's how it's going. Kroger executive admits company gouge prices above inflation. So what I get out of that is that, you know, people are asking about inflation, even though our inflation is below 3% now. And so we talk about price gouging. We talk about corporate greed. We talk about greedflation. I've been talking about that for months now on this show, on this live stream. I have to call it a live stream because there is another person who has robbed my name and called it a show, and whatever. But you know, I've been talking about greedflation for months, months and months and months. When people talk about inflation, and I've tried to tell people about how coming out of the pandemic we had high inflation, but we were still amongst the lowest of all the other, you know, big industrialized nations. And our inflation was steadily dropping to the point now we're at 2.9%. But people say they don't feel it because their eggs are expensive, and apparently bacon, according to Donald Trump, is so expensive, and the food prices and groceries are so expensive, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, they're expensive. They've gone up. We talk about greedflation and price gouging, and right here you have this executive from Kroger who admits it. That yeah, they're raising prices way above inflation. And so these high prices that we see at the supermarket is a direct result of their greed, their corporate greed. So don't blame Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or Democratic policies. We can blame the greed. That's what that meme there, or whatever you want to call that. That's what that means to me. Midas Kim says, at Arizona Sunflowers, I can't wait for the VP debate. Vance is here like I'm running against Harris. Let's go. Then Kamala's VP shows up. Like, who's he? JD Vance, the thought of him being a heartbeat away from the presidency should be enough to scare millions and millions and millions of people to get to the polls and make sure that never even becomes a possibility. Just think about JD Vance, like I say, being a heartbeat away. That should be enough right there to make sure that you vote and you vote for Kamala Harris. Because JD Vance, and I understand, okay, he went to Yale and all this kind of shit, but I think the guy's a fucking moron. I think he's even stupider than fucking Trump. And Trump is an idiot. You know? That should be enough to motivate tens of millions of people, at least, to the polls. MJ Daniel says, eggs and milk here are hovering around $3, but other things are crazy and it's gouging. Kimchi, changing my sign for Well, I guess you continued down here later. It says Kimchi says changing my sign from "Thank you, Joe Biden, best economy in the world" to 15 million jobs. I think actually it was 17 million, but who's counting? Arizona Sunflower says it depends on the items too. Like sometimes there are less ages, so they're less eggs, so they're more expensive for a week or two. Minus Kevin Anderson says, Steph, you're okay. Kamala cussed at her first speech when she said, sometimes you just got to kick down the fucking door. Bonnie Aguilera, his secrets keep me up at night. Runaway Train. Terrence Bunce is here. Hey, Terrence, good to see you. Terrence says, can't watch News Corp or their mini me far right-wing Newsmax, just trash. It is total trash. Total trash. Tom Bias says, if Shady Pants got into office, the stock market would surely crash. Arizona Sunflowers, is the shoe Gaia? I guess not, since you didn't understand what I meant. I don't understand it. 70B2 says, Kevin, thanks. I'm so tickled she said that. Paul Sharky says, trouble is there's no excuse for it. When all this is done and dusted, they're equally responsible for the division Trump has caused. MJ Daniel says, funny how MAGA will spend hundreds of dollars on DJT crap, yet still whine about grocery prices and the economy. Right. Yeah, you'll lay down, I don't know, $30 for a stupid MAGA hat or whatever it is, when you could buy a DJT, not DJ, TJL cap. Steven Sayers, I believe, has said that he bought one. And he loves that hat. So if you're going to buy a hat, get yourself a TJL hat. There is a merchandise thing on here somewhere. And if you do buy one, send me a picture of it, if you could, somehow, some way, of you wearing it. Steve Sayers, I'm talking to you. You said you got one. I'd like to see a picture of it. And I'll post it on one of our live streams. Maybe that's why you're not sending the picture, because you're incognito. You don't want people to know who you are. Jolie says, 70B2, my MAGA dad blamed Biden for his tax bill, for his 2020 taxes, but because he had to pay them in 2021, a few months after Biden was sworn in. I'm like, are you really that dumb? Morons. They are really that dumb. I have to do that shit to my sister all the time, back when we were speaking, which we haven't spoken to each other since 2016. So I'm going back a ways here, but she would say shit like that. She would say, I remember she was blaming like the housing bubble crash and the stock market crash or whatever that was going on in the banking crisis in 2008. She was blaming that on Obama. And I had to remind her, Obama didn't take office until 2009. And then she was like, well, I know Obama had his hands in all this or something, some stupid thing like that. And I'm like, come on. He wasn't even fucking president yet. For most of that, he wasn't even running for president yet. For what Bush was doing to us. $72 says Trump's tax laws are supposed to be going to 2027. Your dad is really misguided. I'm so sorry. Arizona, well, you don't like him. I don't know who we're talking about. I don't like Trump. Josh says, Jolie, linear timeline and math is not their forte. Enough crypto, says Trucker John. Trump now supports some of Kamala's positions. Like what, for instance? What does he support? Tom's going to get some popcorn. Tom Bias. Arizona Sunflowers, don't think he'd make a good VP. Oh, I don't like Vance. If that's who you were talking about, Arizona. Uh, don't think he'd make a good VP at minus Kevin. MJ Dennis says they really are that stupid. They really are that stupid. Arizona Sunflowers. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Everyone has their opinion. Jolie says, Trucker John, if you made up some merch with the blue background you used for a while, I'd buy that. Not an orange fan. It doesn't go with my complexion. Okay, yeah, I was making up some things that had all different type of colors, the orange and the black and the blue. I just haven't really put a lot of it out because I'm still trying to figure out how to design it and everything. But there is a cap. I do have a cap available. If you can find the merch thing. Apparently Steven Sayers did because he said he bought a hat. And I haven't even seen that purchase. That shows you how I'm still trying to figure out shit. MJ Daniel, but Benghazi, and yeah, it's always something with these Republicans, always trying to create these crises that don't exist and spend millions and millions of dollars and untold amount of hours tying up their congressional time for these things like Benghazi, instead of working on things that we really need to get worked on. You know, Paul Sugarman says a lot of deprogramming to be done if it can be done. 70B2 says, I hope that 2027 is correct. That's what my hubby told me. I thought it was sooner than that, actually, but I'm not sure. Minus Kevin says, "Oh, Walls will make for a genuine VP." Oh, I think Walls will be great. I like Tim Walls. Kimchi says, "I am." Wait, I am yet incognito. Oh, incognito. Oh, I get it. Incognito. I am American matter of one. Okay. So maybe it's I am not incognito? Yeah, Donald Leary says, I heard Trump say his administration would cover the price of IVF. Right. Uh, Trump's administration will do everything they can to do away with IVF. Arizona Sunflowers, like he's pretending to like people now and try to act nicer to people, pretend that he has empathy, which he doesn't. No, I've always kind of thought of Donald Trump as being kind of like Dexter. If you guys remember the show Dexter, who, Dexter was this kind of like sociopathic serial killer, but who tried to channel his need to kill by only killing bad people. And then in order to sort of fit in, he had to try to learn, empathy and sympathy and try to react in a way that, I think this is how someone with empathy would react. He was kind of, during the show, he was kind of like teaching himself, how a normal person might react to something bad or sad or whatever. And that kind of reminds me of Trump being, it's not as cool as Dexter, but being this sociopath who's trying to think, okay, what would a person who actually gave a fuck say or do in this situation? Except that he usually botches it, Enough Crypto says it will take a special individual to acknowledge how they fell for all the lies. Hey, look, I don't care if they acknowledge it. I just care that or at least publicly acknowledge it. Maybe just acknowledge it to themselves and then move on and just act like it never happened and just start voting for Democrats or whatever, you know? Arizona Sunflower says, I'm speaking of Trump pretending to be like Kamala and allow abortion up to 6 weeks. That's why he's changing course. But I think if he got in, he'd go for 2025 for sure and never leave White House. Well, that whole thing about when he was being asked about this abortion ban in Florida, and there's a proposition on the ballot to restore, I believe it's to restore Roe v. Wade in Florida. And so if you vote for that, then you're in favor of bringing back these abortion rights to Florida. And if you vote no on it, then you're not for that. And you just want to keep this abortion ban or the 6 week thing, whatever, in place. And Donald Trump came out, after that interview clip sort of made the rounds, where he was saying, I think it should be more than 6 weeks. I'm voting for more than 6 weeks. And to which I was yelling at the TV, it doesn't work that way. You don't get to vote for it being longer than 6 weeks. The vote is to either vote to restore the rights or to not. Or if you vote no, then you're not restoring the right. That's it. There's no thing in there about, I'm going to vote for more than 6 weeks. That's not on the ballot, you dumb fuck. That's what I was yelling at the TV about Trump. And then, so then that came out, and he was like, "Well, I would like it to be more weeks." And then, of course, all of the right wing religious fanatics were all like, "Abortion is murder! Abortion is murder! It shouldn't even be 6 weeks, whatever." And so then Trump came out and said, "I'm voting no on it," because he cut that backlash. So he's voting no. He says he's going to vote no on that proposition, whatever it's called in Florida, which means that he's not in favor of restoring Roe v. Wade in Florida. So then, that's all I got to say about that. Barney Aguilera says the lies get bigger. He is shrinking in every poll. These are dangerous times. Well, yeah, they're dangerous because he's like the cornered animal, right? And the most dangerous animal is the cornered animal. And the walls are closing in on Trump, both in terms of the polling and his popularity and Kamala's popularity going up, and also in the legal system, the justice system. The walls are closing in on him there. He's going to lose these cases. He's going to be looking at lots of prison time. Whether or not it happens this year or next year or 5 years from now, at the rate that that it seems to move the system, I don't think it'll be 5 years, but it might be 2 or 3 years before we ever see him in any type of a jail cell. But it's all closing in on him, and when you do have a platform like Trump, he can be very dangerous. He does have a platform. He does have a following. And he does have, we've seen Jan 6 and we've seen things around the country. He's got some nut jobs, some real nut cases that will, they will go to violence for him. And that's the scary part. But we can't let that deter us. We have to we have to make sure he does not ever get anywhere close to power again. I'm just looking at Jolie posted that link, and it does have all this stuff. This stuff that's on there, this merch with these sweatshirts and stuff, I was just sort of like playing around with it. I don't like those designs. And then I was trying to take them down, and I couldn't figure out how to take them down, actually. someday I'll figure this out, and I want to get better designs. You know, but there's the TGL cap, $29.99, and there's a Rega cap, which stands for running America into the ground again. Like if you vote for Trump and Trump becomes president, that's the Rega hat. Running America into the ground again. Okay, so there's that. That was $35. And the TJL, that's $30. Stands for Trucker John Live Stream. And then there's all the other T-shirts. I'm just looking at. I did this like a few months ago, and I haven't really even looked at it since. And I don't like these designs. They look a little clunky, and I know. And I thought I was trying to get the one with the blue, and I didn't add it. But I'm gonna have to get working on this. Then you got the coffee cups, and I was trying to get the coffee cups to rotate so you can actually see the little, Trucker John thing on it, and you can't. That's not right. I guess I don't know if you can rotate it. Yeah, look, it's just weird. So, anyhow, that merch place is still needs to be worked on, and I didn't mean to have everything as orange. I was trying to get the other colors in there too, and it's just hard on working on this iPad. I need to get a better setup. Anyhow, but if you want to check out, there's the link to the merch page. If you see the Rega cap, just know it stands for Running America into the Ground Again. That's the cap you wear if Trump wins, or if you show up at a Trump rally, you could wear your Rega cap. And then someone could go, "What's Rega?" And you go, "Oh, that's if Trump wins." And it stands for Running America into the Ground Again. And then immediately get into some sort of defensive posture. Because you might have to defend yourself at that point. I don't know. Just saying. I'm just saying. Stephanie B2 says, my MAGA cousin refuses to believe it's corporate greed. She also wants Biden to be responsible for every bad fucking thing that happens. Pardon my French. I was going to say. But I've had it up to my eyeballs with MAGA. You and me both, Stephanie. You and me, and probably just about everybody in this chat. We've had it. We've had it up to our eyeballs with Trump. He needs to go away. We need to vote his ass, out, or he's not in, but we need to make sure he doesn't get in. We need to vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And we need to send Donald Trump packing to a prison. That's what we need. Again, Arizona Sunflowers asking about this GAIA. I don't know what that is. But I do know what Rega is. RAIGA. You can get that cap over at the Trucker John merchandise place. Stands for Run America into the Ground Again. I'm quite proud of that. I have not sold any of those hats. I have not sold one yet. But I'm still proud of it. I think I deserve some points for some sort of creativity on that one. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody. I think I will leave a little. I think I deserve a little credit for that Rega. Stands for Run America into the Ground Again. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Oh, hello, everybody. Did you think old Tough Cookie wasn't going to show up today? Well, you were wrong. Tough Cookie in the house. Yeah, I saw the Rega cap. I thought it was pretty stupid. But now that you've explained it, it stands for Run America into the Ground Again. I kind of like it. That's only, that's a Trump warning right there. Yeah. Rega. Run America into the ground again because Trump ran America into the ground. Get it? You get it? I get it. He ran America damn near into the ground. So MAGA is Rega. I know. It's a stretch. Trucker John's really kind of stretching on that one. I'm sure there's probably a much easier acronym or whatever they could come up with. Sometimes I wonder what Trucker John's even thinking. Sometimes I wonder, does Trucker John even think? That's really the question. Does he have the capability of even thinking? Sometimes I gotta wonder, what the hell? Hey, what was that? Trucker John tried to horn in on me there. Hey, this is my time, Trucker John. You stay back. For God's sakes, this is my moment to shine. Trucker John, you just stay off of me. I don't need you in my face. Trucker John. All right. I just wanted to pop in and say hello real quick. And hadn't been here for a while, so I thought I'd say hi. I got nothing really going on. Matter of fact. Usually I come in here and I get all gruff and tough. But now all I want is pizza. So, what can I say? All I'm thinking about is pizza. Thanks to you guys with all that pizza talk. And by the way, those big giant cookies that they make? Those aren't pizzas. I'm just saying. Don't ever call that a pizza. It's also not a birthday cake. But some people like those big giant cookies in lieu of a birthday cake. I'm sorry, but that's not a birthday cake. It's a birthday cookie. All right, so don't twist it. Get your facts straight, people. It's a birthday cookie, not a birthday cake. All right, I feel like I've done my part here to clear things up. Oh, yes, Cookie, man. Tough Cookie. Wow. Thanks so much. You've added so much to the show with your enlightening us on the difference between a birthday cake and a birthday cookie. Wow. How could we even go on? How have we been so uninformed all this time? Thank you so much, Tough Cookie, for that bit of enlightenment. Anyhow, I'm just here to say hello to everybody. And yeah, the pizza talk has made me hungry for pizza also. But in spite of that, I still am feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good. I hope you guys are feeling good. I hope this show has helped maybe giving you some time to, I don't know, just kick back and relax. Take your mind off some things. So I hope you're all feeling good. I hope you're feeling better. I got a little thing in my throat too. I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. Just remember to vote for Kamala Harris. And we won't have to worry about that orange stain anymore. That's what I'm here to say. Vote for Kamala Harris and get the orange stain right out of your system. Just going to wash it out. We're just going to get rid of the big orange turdy staining thingy guy. It's just that simple. Make sure you vote. Check your registration. Make sure you're all registered. Vote.org is a good resource to go there. Check it out. Make sure you're registered and vote. Stop voting for Republicans, and I think we'll be okay. And make sure we get Democratic rule in there, majority rule. And I think we'll do okay. I really do. So keep your heads up. Don't get down. Don't get sad. Just vote. To sort of paraphrase Obama, about his "don't boo vote" thing. So mine would be, don't get down, don't get sad, just vote. And vote blue, of course. Vote blue for all the things that are dear to you. I stole that from Trucker John, by the way. I kind of like that. Vote blue for all the things that are dear to you. All right, and with that, I'll throw it back over to Trucker John. Well, thank you, Paul the Purple Beard Guy. Thanks for that uplifting story about voting. But yeah, birthday cookie is not a birthday cake. I do agree with Tough Cookie on that one. But anyhow, yeah, we got to make sure we vote blue, no matter who, all that good stuff, and let's get the orange turd where he belongs, behind prison bars. Definitely, absolutely, is where he deserves to be. Let's see. Enough Crypto says, Trucker John, Trump now supports some of Kamala's position. Somebody just said that earlier, or did I? Oh, I must have gone back. Oh, okay. Okay. Somehow the chat went way back. Arizona Sunflower says he said he'd allow up to 6 weeks. Well, he was, yeah, well, whatever. But then he came out and said he was voting no on it. Arizona Sunflowers, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, best economy in the world, 2020 to 2024. Absolutely, man. Bidenomics. And that's the thing I keep hearing over and over again, too, about these people saying, I don't even know what Kamala stands for. I don't know what her policy positions are. I think we have a pretty good idea what her policy positions are. Name a policy position that you are wondering about. Just name it. Abortion, healthcare, the economy, green renewable energy, guns, whatever it is. I think we pretty much know where Kamala Harris stands on all of those issues. There really isn't a mystery, at least not for me. So these people that are, when they're asked about Kamala Harris, and they go, "Well, I don't know what she stands for. I don't know what her policy positions are." Then you don't know anything. If you don't know that, you have not been watching. We know pretty much what her positions are on all those things, and we know what Donald Trump thinks about all those things. There's no real secret about it. And we know that they're almost polar opposites. No matter what he tries to do to say now, if he's saying things that sound, like they're the same as Kamala Harris, it's bullshit. It's all bullshit from Trump, 72 says, I like that cat. Maybe I will get my cousin one. The TJL one. And I don't know. I was just toying around with prices and stuff. I don't know. I've never done a merch thing before. So I don't know. But I'm going to try to make it a better one. Hey, Quesadilla79 says, yell government shutdown. Hey, Quesadilla79, good to see you, by the way. I don't think I've ever seen Quesadilla79 in here before. So thanks for joining us here in the driver's lounge. And hope you will hit the like, subscribe, and share button for me. Jolie says, I like the merch, just wanted the blue. Also, can you add different color selections in the shirt? Yes, that was all the stuff I was trying to do. White clothing is my nemesis if I wear white. I did not want to have the white. I was trying to change it to a different color. That's the problem I'm having with my little merch store there. And I haven't, in all honesty, I haven't worked on it probably in a couple of months. But I was having problems. I did not want those to be all white shirts. But yeah, I'm trying to get that. I'm trying to figure that out, how to fix all that. For sure. Enough Crypto. Into the ground sounds too nice. Well, what do you want me to say? What would you like me to say? Fuck it all up? It'd be like, fuck it all up again. FIUUA. What does that spell? I don't know. Fuck it all up over and over. Like fugu or something. I don't know. Let's see. 70B2 says Trump needs to be put somewhere. We never see him again. I agree. Josh says one day my dad and I sat around and came up with more appropriate G words for MAGA. Had a good laugh. Enough Crypto says unfortunately there are more mini Trumps waiting in the wings. This shit will take a generation to recover from. Well, I think it's going to take a generation for the Republican Party to recover. The Republican Party is in shambles, and it's going to affect them for a long time. And I think the Democrats are going to get better and stronger as we go through 2 terms of Harris, Walz, and then we just continue on from there with whoever's next. I don't know, Gavin Newsom or AOC or who knows who. Bonnie Agliato says cut back on the sugar. I'm just sort of cherry picking here because I'm going to end the show pretty soon, and I'm just trying to get caught up a little bit, or scroll down a little bit. Minus Kevin Anderson says Arizona. I was saying during the VP debate, JD Vance said I'm going to debate Kamala Harris. Come debate time, then Wall shows up and he's like, I said Harris, not Tim. Yeah, he seems to be confused, huh? Who he's supposed to be debating for some reason. This Yale graduate. Hey, there's Fancy. Has Fancy? Are you just not getting here, Fancy? Good to see Fancy. Better late than never. We're about ready to end the show, but always good to see Fancy. Thanks for being here. Arizona Sunflower says he belongs in a toilet in an outhouse. I guess we're talking about Trump. Hey, there's David in Grand Prairie, Texas. High fiber diet stance. We're fiber. Okay, whatever. Josh says they are worried about migrant drug dealers with guns trafficking humans. As we all should be worried about that, I guess. Who's not worried about that? That's like what I was also thinking, back in 2016 when the whole thing came up with Trump and he was running one of his main things, of course, was the wall and about open borders and border security and making the wall. And then he just thought, I think it was an afterthought. He just thought, well, people are going to probably say that's really expensive. So then that's when he threw in, and I'm going to make Mexico pay for it. He just throws this shit in, sometimes. Hey, Fancy, giving it a membership. Thank you so much, Fancy. And David Windler got it. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much for supporting the show in that way. But I think that, okay, so Trump was running on the wall. And then they would ask Hillary, like at the debates or whatever, kind of the same question about border security. And my thought, even at the time, was like, look, just agree. Just say, yeah, we need border security. I'm all for it. Now, then you would have to go, you would have to explain yourself a little bit. You'd have to say, okay, look, I'm not for a 2,700-mile wall, but I am for border security. And there are places where walls are appropriate. And there are places where they're not. And there are places where we can use other technology to secure the border. We can use surveillance drones, and we can use sensors, and we can use satellites. We can use more Border Patrol agents, more ICE agents, whatever. We can do all this kind of stuff. There's a multi-pronged approach to border security, and it isn't just the wall. That's how I would have answered it. I think, and I don't think Hillary did, if I remember correctly. It was kind of just like it was just sort of putting down the wall or whatever. And I think she should have said, "Yeah, I think a wall in some places would be fine, but in some places it's not, and then we can do all these other things." So I think they sort of dropped the ball on arguing about the wall. Just say, yeah, I'm all for border security. The wall, a wall isn't always appropriate, but in places that it is, yeah, let's build some walls. And in other places, we'll do other things. We have state of the art technology. We don't have to always use a 10th century means, right? But anyhow, water under the bridge. I think we have learned a lot. I think the Democrats and the Democratic Party have learned a lot from 2016 and 2020, and from the Biden administration, and from the Clinton campaign from 2016, Hillary Clinton. I think that we, in general, and I think the Democratic Party and the DNC and the heads of the Democratic Party and these campaigns like Harris campaign have learned a great deal over the last 8 years, and we're seeing it pay off with this Harris campaign. We're seeing them utilize the internet where Hillary didn't so much. We're seeing Kamala Harris step into the 21st century and learn how to campaign in the 21st century. I think much more effectively than Hillary did, and even Joe, because then we were going through COVID and all that stuff, so it was really weird. But I think we've learned a lot, and I think it's going to pay dividends down the road with getting more and more Democrats elected over the next, I think, 20 to 40-year period. I think we're going to see a resurgence of the Democratic Party being in the majority like we were in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s. I think we're going to be back to that. And hopefully, though, we won't get any Republican presidents like we got stuck with Nixon and Reagan, who cheated to get there. They both cheated. They both, I think, violated laws like Logan Act and shit like that. Both Nixon and Reagan with Iran-Contra and all that shit. It was all violation. It was all swept under the rug. And it was awful, and it shouldn't have been. No one should let Reagan get away with Iran-Contra. He should have been impeached and removed. But anyhow, it wasn't, and hopefully we've learned our lessons. Hopefully, for the love of God, we've learned our lessons, and we won't let shit like that happen again. We won't let these cheaters in office again, like Nixon and Reagan and Trump, total cheaters. And W, I would say, I wouldn't really know if W was a cheater, but certainly the Supreme Court appointed him the presidency. And I think it might have been dumb luck on W's part. I don't, because I think he was a dumb shit. He just happened to, and of course Florida, you had Jeb Bush was the governor, his brother, and it all came down to Florida. But so hopefully, we can get around all that, this type of cheating. And for the next 20 to 40 years, we'll have nothing but Democrats in the White House and Democrat majority rule in Congress. And we'll pick up more and more seats and more, like governorships in the state levels. And then maybe we can get things overturned or taken out of the Constitution, like the Electoral College. Maybe we'll see that type of progress. That's my hope. That's my dream. But let's just keep it, for right now, let's keep it simple. Just vote blue for all the things that are dear to you. Make sure you're registered. Check out vote.org. Make sure you're registered. Make sure you vote. Stop voting for Republicans. I know most people in here don't, except for Mike H., who said a quick hello, and I know maybe may have left. I don't know. But let's tell everyone we know that we're voting blue. We're voting blue. We're voting for Democrats. We're voting for Kamala Harris to be not only the next president of the United States, but to be the first female president of the United States. And I think she's going to have a great and awesome presidency. two-termer. But we got to stay involved. We got to keep doing it. You can't just, walk away and go, "Oh, my job is done here." We got to stay active, stay involved, keep voting. All right, guys. With that, I guess that's it for today. I want to thank everybody for being here. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much. My next regularly scheduled show is going to be Tuesday at 9 in the morning. Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. We'll be in September by then. This is the last day of August. Man, these months just roll by. Before you know it, it'll be election day, and we'll be celebrating a Kamala Harris win, right? So I'll see you guys on Tuesday. I'm just trying to think of anything else coming up. I guess Hal going to come on today again tonight? I guess he was going to come on to do some more Project 2025 stuff tonight, I think. So that'll be cool. I'll probably be driving. I'm going to get out here and drive pretty soon because this is a big weekend and lots of money to be made. So I need to get out and get to Uber in here pretty soon. But I'll see you guys Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. And then I don't know if anything else is coming up. I think Hal is coming on tonight. So you want to check for that. And I guess that's it. Other than the fact that you guys, just a little reminder, you need to stretch. Get your stretching in, because you do not want to pull a hamstring. MJ Daniel, I know all the football players are out there stretching because they don't want to pull hamstrings. And if they don't want to pull a hamstring, and then I don't want to pull a hamstring, and I don't want you guys pulling a hamstring. So make sure you go and stretch. All right, that's it. I'll see you guys later.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid, but doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Well, it's time to say goodnight. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully. Nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about gold chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you, maybe, to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should've stopped a truck driving. Who am I trying to kid? At least when I was out there driving, I could handle the skid. Doing this live stream, baby, it's been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again, right here on the Trucker John live stream. We gonna do it again and again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream, this is where we win, right here on the Trucker John. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle the skid. Doing this live stream, baby, it's been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again, right here on the Trucker John live stream. We gonna do it again and again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream, this is where we win, right here.